No way! Someone new is trending on my favorite social media platform, TwitFace. Do you want to follow them? Do I? Hold up. Let's not get hasty here. Before committing another second to yet another flash-in-the-pan influencer, let's look beyond their cool profile and awesome pics of them scuba diving with shark cages, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. That is pretty sweet, though. But I digress. Where was I? Hi, I'm Brian Swain, and I'm a forgiven sinner.
Jesus rocks.
Nowadays, we are so surrounded by the trappings of commercial culture and the constant allure of digital living. Beep, boop, beep. I am a digital man doing digital things. Breakdancing. Back in the 80s, I was a bit of a... You don't know. These can sometimes be terribly distracting, causing us to give more attention to our cultural life than our spiritual life, which ain't good. Jesus tells us in Matthew 6:25, "Therefore I tell you." Now this is Jesus, not I. This is a quote from Jesus. But you probably already knew. "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing?" Think about these words and consider how our lives are immersed in technology. We're faced with a great challenge. Hey, digital living brings with it many conveniences that brighten and improve our lives. But at the same time, it can foster anxiety and obsessive tendencies that can, if we're not mindful of them, become the center of our thoughts, taking the place of the spiritual mindfulness Jesus was talking about in that verse, Matthew 6:25. I'll bet the word follow is used 1 billion times more today than it was even just a generation ago, before Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and TwitFace. See, back in the day, we played games like Follow the Leader, or we thought about following the directions, or not following too closely when driving. We got nervous if we felt like somebody was following us. But today, when the average person has 338 Facebook friends, the idea of following someone has taken on a whole new meaning. Following someone on social media is easy. It's a click. It doesn't mean much, but it does mean something. It says, "I'm interested in you, your life, your art, your relationships." Jesus had a lot of followers in his day. He was popular without media, social or otherwise. After all, you don't draw crowds like he did without having something going on. But the intriguing thing is how he drew serious followers, not just spectators, real followers. Men and women who would literally leave their home and families and walk miles so they could be with him, so they could hear what he had to say next, see the next miraculous thing that he would do. Think of it. Jesus had a good rep. We know in Luke 2:52, as a teenager, he grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. We know that he grew up in a community and worked with Joseph as a carpenter. He was a working man. Jesus was respected in the church and the community. As early as 12 years old, he was already a student of the scriptures, amazing older folks with his wisdom and insight. 12. At 12, I had like the Lord's Prayer and maybe John 3:16 memorized. Ultimately, Jesus was ascribed rabbiship by those who knew him, listened to his words, and watched his life. His behavior was attractive. He was brilliant in his knowledge of the word. It wasn't just the spectacle, it was also the way of life he was teaching and modeling. Understand, following Christ may be costly, and Jesus warns us to count the cost first before we follow him, which of course raises another big question. How? How do we calculate the cost? Within the call to be his disciple, how do we discern the cost and count that cost in each of our individual callings? Most significantly, how do we count the cost in advance when we don't even know what cost will be exacted from us in the end. Jesus is calling you to follow him in discipleship. Then he's reminding you that it's like building a tower that you don't want to leave half finished because you don't have enough commitment or even resources to finish it. It's like going to war and realizing you don't have enough soldiers to win the battle and defeat the enemy. So he says, be sure to count the cost before you sign up for discipleship with him, because it's costly. He don't want you to sign up naively and be surprised later when the cost is real high. So, how do you count the cost when you don't know what's coming in your life? If the agreement you agree to is, I'm yours at any cost, and I'll tell you, the rewards for that commitment far outweigh any cost. You know, God is big on blessings far greater than we could expect or even deserve. So why should this be any different? Are you looking for someone to follow? Do they have a good rep? Do the people in their circle of influence respect them, actually respect them, or just lip service respect? What about you? Do you aspire to be a leader worth following? I promise, if you authentically follow Jesus, before long you'll turn around and find people following you whether you like it or not. Let me ask you another question. Are you living God's purpose for you? Check out this video there if you're looking to figure that out. Hey, thanks for watching. If you don't want to miss future posts, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, throw a thumbs up for your love of fellow man. Have a happy, humble, and humorous day. Bye!